Imagine a year. What you
Oh, what year is that, Ewok?
Bonga, 1984.
Me so like that year.
Oh God! I'm trapped in the TV. Sandra, he put me in the TV. Or did I put me? I can't remember. Oh my God! I can see outside. I'm trapped. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Oh my God! I'm trapped in the TV. Oh God! And I'm trapped in the worst possible thing possible. A TV movie.
Why, another one of you is trapped here.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck was that? Oh my God!
We've established that I'm the ghoul.
Yeah, the ghoul?
When I do this voice, it's the ghoul.
Ghoul, what are you doing here in this strange, woodland place?
Why, I'm here because I like Ewoks.
What?
I like to eat them.
Whoa! That's fair, actually. Looking at an Ewok, one of the things I think about is, what would it taste like, you know? What does it taste like?
It tastes like pork.
Yeah, that checks out. Looking at those pork bellies, I'm like,
a
probably.
nice mixture between pork and human.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, they supposedly taste similar, so that does make sense.
You're trapped in the TV with me, the ghoul.
Yeah, I did come to that realization just about now.
And you're probably wondering, ghoul, didn't you die?
I was wondering that fact, but I figured we were on TV. You're just like some sort of TV image of that depicted in it, because I'm trapped in a TV.
Yeah, I'm just here because there's a Fallout TV show.
True!
I'm not the ghoul.
That does make sense. We do need to capitalize on your popularity. That
That's
makes
true.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you want to do?
I don't know, you want to go eat some Ewoks?
No, I just ate.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Why, I can see just past the tree line, and it looks like just generic, ground, hills and stuff.
Oh, you mean how, in Return of the Jedi, they say that Endor is a forest moon?
Yeah.
But then this movie reveals that there's actually deserts and just kind of general plains for frolicking?
Yeah, which is really weird, because it's supposed to be a forest moon, but there's just a lot of not forest.
Yeah, so, this isn't canon.
Oh!
Yeah.
Thank fucking Christ.
That's why I hide out in this movie. Because I go around and I eat Ewoks. It doesn't affect the events of the universe.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how does George Lucas allow you to exist? But then again, Jar Jar exists, so...
Oh, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he sold it to Disney, it makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
How's that voice of yours doing with
really
that?
sore.
I bet. Sandro, is that you disguised as the gremlin again?
No.
The ghoul?
No.
The little demon fuck that keeps bothering me?
No.
Just joking, it was the entire time.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew my friend Ghoul would never eat an Ewok, but Sandro, he would eat an Ewok.
I love Ewok with a side of teriyaki Gungan.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like Gungan would be like a rubbery seafood sort of thing.
it would be a bit
Like
rubbery.
squid.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd eat like squid. I'd try that.
Hello, welcome to Oldie But a Goodie. This week on the podcast, this is a weird one. We're doing a Star Wars TV movie called
God.
Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure, because we're in 1984. We've already done a whole year on 1984. So
If you've ever seen the movie or read the book 1984, this movie's just like it.
that's true.
In the fact that I felt existential dread watching it.
Yeah. This is a movie.
About an hour too long.
Pretty fucking long. It's super long.
So padded. Oh boy. It had Ewoks.
Yep.
And it was a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
And there were human characters.
They were there.
And they were there.
Yeah.
There were some plot things.
Yep.
And they happened.
This is. Oh, I don't. We'll do non-spoilers and then spoilers. First impressions on this movie, pretty much what you just said. It's long and nothing happens.
So long. There's so much padding in this film because there's really nothing there.
Well, it's a TV movie, so I'm like, you can have it be short if it's a TV movie. This was released theatrically outside of the US.
Okay.
It was shown on TV in America and then very small runs in theaters around the world after that.
It was so bizarre because the visuals and effects really flipped-flopped between, like, high budget and nothing throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
There was, like, scenes, as we mentioned before, it's not really a spoiler. It is a spoiler, but it's not really. Where it's like they're in, the forest.
They're in Endor.
Endor,
forest.
the forest moon.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're just in open plains or, like, hills with literally no trees in sight. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I thought it was a forest moon. Is it like how we would call Earth a water planet, right?
Well, because it's like mostly... Well, I guess Endor is mostly forests.
Yeah. I think... Here's my theory on it, just going into this. It's like how aliens might call Earth a water planet.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's mostly fucking water. But all the bits we live on aren't, and there's lots of that as well.
Yeah.
So my theory is there are planes and stuff like that, but they are very sparse and far between.
Well, I'm looking at the Wikipedia entry for Endor right now.
Okay.
You can see a picture of the planet. It does look a lot like Earth, except there's a lot more forest and less water.
Is there water?
There is. There are a couple oceans, yeah.
Yeah, but like... How would you say on a ratio? I'd say like Earth's like 70% water.
70% water. I would say probably like 60%, 60
wow,
to
that's
70%
a lot of water.
Forest.
A lot of forest. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see that. So it's just weird that this film takes place in one of those non-foresty bits.
It is. Considering that apparently, Endor is known for its endless forests, savannas, grasslands, mountain ranges, and a few oceans.
Okay, there
but
you
again,
go.
that's Wikipedia, not Wikipedia. So who knows how accurate this is.
I figured this film.
Yeah.
It does mention on the Wikipedia that there are more than just the forests. There's just a lot of big forests. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to give that to the film. I think that's fine then. I forgive the rest of it. Because we do see good forest shots.
We do see a couple.
There's some really nice like still art that is done for several shots, which look beautiful. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of good practical effects in this.
Yeah, to a degree. The Ewoks in this movie don't look as good as Return of the Jedi.
No.
And I think that's just because the suits are old.
Yeah.
It's like a year later, you know?
Yeah. And, like, they've made some up, I think, for this film. There was, like, a few extra ones that didn't look as good. I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Most of the movie looks pretty good.
Yeah. Surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good, for sure. There's a particular sort of species on Endor. They're kind of like fairies.
Yeah,
we'll get to that more in spoilers, but the effect for the fairies, it was like hand-drawn, kind of like when you draw a bunch of photos on like a notepad and then you use your thumb to like quickly scan through them so like it moves a bit. It looked like that.
Yeah.
It was sick. It was so cool.
It was a cute little effect.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But this movie's mostly very boring.
Yeah. The problem is, it looks good, the effects are good, there's a lot of great practical things.
Yes.
But the story, there's like nothing happens in this.
Nah.
And I almost feel like spoiling it, but...
we'll get into spoilers in a bit. There's not a whole lot to say in in non-spoilers.
In non-spoilers,
Aside from the fact
there's not
that,
a whole lot to say, full stop.
No. Like, most of this is like, it's just, it's what it says.
I could genuinely say this could maybe have been 20 minutes to 40 minutes.
Well, it's interesting that you say 20 minutes, because there is an animated Ewok TV show that is 20-minute episodes that started airing the same year that actually the after this came out.
Interesting.
In 1985 and
20-minute episode is what this was, really.
Pretty much.
But they stretched this 20 minutes into an hour and a half?
And it's longer than that. It's almost 100 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So long.
It is that. If you watch this film, you'll see that it is just a 20-minute episode that they have padded. Yep. It does remind me of a bit like, is it Star Trek? The movie.
The first one?
Yeah, where it's like they got a regular episode idea, but then stretched it out for a movie.
For sure. Yeah. It is a little bit like that. I would say that, like, that's the Star Trek one's a lot better than this.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I quite like it. But I'm just saying it's that sort of thing where they've definitely gotten, like, a TV episode and just stretched it out for a movie.
For sure. It's also so, like, this movie is so... It's just, it's a TV movie from the 80s, so it's got, like, weird kid lessons in it.
Yeah.
It's, like... kind of educational.
Absolutely, it's for like a 7-year-old to watch.
Yeah, it's for someone so young.
We weren't its target audience. No. Let's be clear.
I wonder though if I saw this as a kid, because I quite liked Young Indiana Jones when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Which I mean is better than this, but it's still kind of it's a bunch of TV movies from the 90s.
Yeah.
I wonder if I would have liked this as a kid. Probably. Unfortunately,
I would have had to be pretty young, I think, to enjoy this.
Oh, yeah, like, for sure. Like, I would have had to have been 5,
I know
7.
you specifically, if you were 12 watching this...
Oh, I would have hated it.
Yeah. Your 12-year-old self was the most cynical film critic I've ever heard of.
12-year-old me, I still liked the prequels when I was 12.
Yeah, but I like the prequels now.
Yeah, but, like, we like them now kind of ironically.
No,
okay,
always liked them.
I mean, except I like the lore from the prequels.
I did try and watch the first one again at some point, and I couldn't make it through.
Yeah.
Not even to the good fight at the end.
For sure.
Oh, dear.
But, like, I feel like if I saw this as a kid, I probably would be nostalgic for it. Yeah. I think, it is... Well, it's kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars adjacent. It's like
It is very Star Wars adjacent because it has aliens, it has these creatures, but it doesn't feel like a sci-fi film. It feels like a fantasy film.
This is straight fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, there's barely any sci-fi in it. We have a gun.
We have one... a gun that doesn't even work how rifles
there's
work
like two
in Star
things.
Wars.
I feel like it's a bit spoilery, but there's a gun, and then there's like a thing that lights a fire, and those are the two sci-fi things.
Those are the two. Oh, well, we do see a ship, but it's crashed.
That's why I didn't count it because it's crashed,
it's
it's not really doing anything.
And
it does make a good set, though.
It's true, and most of this movie is very un-Star Wars. For example, there are Earth animals just roaming around Endor. We got donkeys. True. We got llamas. We got small horses, like show ponies. We've got
chickens.
A chicken. We got a rabbit. We got ferrets.
I did like the ferret. The ferret was very cute.
The ferret was pretty cool. I think there's an owl at one point.
There is an owl. Yeah.
And I'm like, there's so many Earth animals that, granted, we don't ever see those animals in other Star Wars media. So Endor could just be the Earth of Star Wars. It happens to have all these animals. You know what I mean?
My theory, and I think I told you this earlier, was that they were introduced by the rebels accidentally. They are introduced species onto this planet.
Well, you say that.
Invasive species.
You say that. But it might have had to be introduced by the Empire, because according to
actually makes more sense because they had a permanent base on this moon, and the Empire wouldn't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. According to IMDb, and I don't know how true this is, I couldn't find much confirmation elsewhere, this actually takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Before the rebels even knew about Endor.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So, but that doesn't make any sense because I feel like, particularly Wicket, the Ewok Wicket, which is Princess Leia's best friend from Episode 6, particularly that Ewok seems very trusting of humans, more so than that Ewok was in Return of the Jedi.
I don't know. I could see it's just being, he's just a bit trustful. He's a bit more of a trustful one.
Okay.
And maybe they're a bit less trustful of the big ones, right? Because remember, they're kids, so they're the same for the most part, except for the adults that they meet in the end.
Yeah.
But that's their sort of end goal, right? Kids are a lot more trustworthy, I feel.
That's true,
when something's your height and you're able to wrestle it and tie it down to a stretcher and carry it back to your encampment,
that does happen.
You're a lot less scared of it, right?
For sure. I feel like as well...
Like, when I look at you right now, I'm like, you're my height. I'm not scared so much of you.
I'm a little bit taller, but okay, that's fine.
But, like, if Shaq came in...
Oh, fucking...
I'd be like...
I'm scared of you.
Yeah, that's Shaq. He's gotta dunk me.
For sure.
Know? He's gotta dribble me around and then dunk me into a hoop.
Drill you around? Hey.
I hope so.
No, for sure. I understand what you mean. And also, though, on top of that, nothing in this movie really talks about the overall lore of Star Wars at all.
No.
So this could be set whenever. The sequel,
That's
however,
true.
might be more tied into the overall universe.
Oh.
So maybe the sequel is what lets people know that this is before.
Really, what we should do right now is pause the podcast
Go
and
watch the sequel. I kind of want to watch it, and I don't think we're going to do it for the main show.
No, we should definitely do it for
that would mean that
Patreon.
I have to pick it.
Yeah.
We could do it for Patreon, like near the end of the year.
Yeah, that would be alright.
I kind of want to watch it.
Looking at the poster, it looks more interesting than this fucking film, that's for sure.
It's got like an old man wizard in it.
Yeah.
Shit. It looks a lot more fun.
That is a point that the old canon of Star Wars has the Force more as magical.
Yes.
It's just sort of magic and does whatever you kind of want it.
It does do whatever it wants.
And it's a bit more mysterious in the ways it works. No one's really sure. Whereas, like, the prequels really tried to define the Force.
Yeah.
And make it like, it can do this and not this sort of rules.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the mystery of the Force is a bit more important. And
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think, like, particularly in this movie, there's a lot of random magic that we could just be like, that's the Force. Like,
it is the Force. That's what what else could it be, Sandra?
It has to be the Force, but also the Force doesn't help them all the time in this movie. The Force does help them in the movie. If it is the Force or if it's Ewok magic or whatever, who knows?
Nah, it's gotta be the Force. There's no way they fucking succeeded at this mission without the Force
that's
fucking
true.
helping them
That's
out.
true. But there is, of course, one particular, like, supernatural thing that happens to them that is not helping them, you know? So is it the Force? Is it just Endor? Is Endor just a bit weird? Does Endor just have magic shit on it?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, so I can't confirm or deny.
Well,
but
we'll get
into
spoilers.
it. Yeah,
we'll get to it to spoilers. Do you want to talk about how this movie was made? I'm sure you're wondering.
I am very curious. Yeah, absolutely.
So, as most die-hard Star Wars fans know, like us, after the release of Episode 4, after the release of Star Wars, as it was known back then, was the holiday special.
Yep.
Which was George Lucas being like Star Wars on TV. And Zach, how did the holiday special go?
I can't fucking remember.
Oh, it's the worst thing ever made in Star Wars.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to remember. C-3PO was there.
They're all in it. All the
there
main
was
characters
R2 was there.
That's the one where we go to Kashyyyk and we're introduced to Chewbacca's family and there's like
Chewbacca's
the baby Wookiee.
fucking family.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's right.
I so forgot about that.
It introduces Chewbacca's son,
Yeah,
Lumpy.
son.
And if you haven't seen Lumpy before, just Google it.
Lumpy.
Google that thing.
What a fucking boy.
Yeah.
What a legend. Fucking Lumpy.
It's pretty great.
And they learned the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
Is about family.
But the holiday special did also, like, it gave Boba Fett his own segment, and that helped get him popular. So,
That's true.
There's some positives.
I disagree. I feel like Boba Fett was popular beforehand.
Maybe. Toys. The toys would have done it.
Yeah, or maybe even after. Because he's definitely really popular from 5 and 6.
He is popular in 5 and 6, yeah.
But he's like that silent character, you know, that like...
Yeah, he doesn't
was
have a
just
character.
Cool, and then he does like badass bounty hunting stuff, and then you're like, wow, I can imagine him being super cool. I'm going to idolize him as a cool character. And then he got his own show, and it's like, wait, this other character from his own TV show is just going to come in and carry this character because this show's kind of meh.
Look, it was fine. I liked dancing with Boba Fett, wolves, whatever the fuck that show was. So, George Lucas was like, all right, I'm gonna make a half-hour television show about Ewoks because I feel like this would work well, and I need a little bit more money after in between making the 2 trilogies.
That makes sense.
I need some income.
George Lucas has always been that money-focused boy.
He always has been. I will say, at this point, if you're unaware, Ewoks were created because in Episode 6, they wanted to have Wookiees.
Yeah.
They wanted the Empire to be building the second Death Star on Kashyyyk, but what happened was they ran out of money.
Yeah.
So they weren't able to make heaps and heaps of Wookiee outfits. So they made a bunch of small Wookiees.
Yep.
And
that's how Ewoks were born.
That's how Ewoks were made. There's some other shit in there as well, I'm sure about it. But that is how Ewoks were made. So it's so interesting that Ewoks became so popular considering that they were budget cutting method.
Yeah, it's ironic because that's like how the Porgs were created as well.
Were they?
Yeah, so you know the Porgs, right? The little bird things. It's because they are obviously based off puffins.
Yep.
Because when they were filming around these islands...
Oh, there were heaps of puffins.
There were shit tons of puffins. And rather than fucking edit them out, they decided to make up this new thing called a Porg.
I love that.
And then they, like, sort of incorporated them. Yeah. They are definitely some of the better parts of that
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
The first one was a good movie.
Force Awakens and Last Jedi are good. Rise of Skywalker is a piece of shit.
Okay. We can agree on this.
I genuinely think I like every Star Wars movie to a degree aside from Rise of Skywalker.
You didn't like Solo when it came out. I remember you really boo-booed Solo.
Fine, it's boring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I remember when Solo came out. I remember the words. You were like, this is a piece of shit.
I didn't enjoy Solo when it came out because I went with some friends to see the midnight premiere at IMAX in 3D.
Oh,
so
right.
It was bad experience watching it.
Yeah. You really went hard on it, hoping it would be really good, and it was just like, okay. And it just kind of like, Yeah, you were really boo-booing it. I remember.
It was very So anyway, they made this movie. They were shopping the half-hour special around, being like, if you give us money, we'll make a half-hour Ewok special. But the TV channel ABC were like, but what about you if you made a movie? And then George Lucas was like, I can do that.
Yeah. That totally checks out. I'm not even surprised that this started out as a TV special. We were literally talking beforehand, before this even started. Like, this is a TV show that got stretched out super hard. You can tell, I literally, during the movie, I was like, here's the padding.
Yes.
During, like, several scenes, because it was all padding.
It's so... And I feel like we haven't done a whole lot of TV movies from the 80s. We've done
Was this
TV
directed by Lucas?
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
He came up with the story, and that's
I bet. Yeah.
He came up with the story. The screenplay was written by some guy who doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
And then it's directed by a guy called John Cordy, who made a bunch of like kid movies and TV shows and stuff.
Yep, checks out.
I don't really know anything about him. He won an Academy Award for a documentary. So
there you go. Cool. I could see him doing a good... There was some like really good cinematic shots.
There's some good stuff, and like this is a... If you're 7, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd watch this, but because it's basically hidden on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You got to search for this one to find it. But,
yeah. Well,
you know.
it's something that was on TV, right? And you saw it as a kid, and you're like, whoa, that was a show. And then you come back to it, and it's like, wow, this is really not great.
No, it's not great. I feel like if I saw this as a kid, I would have some nostalgia for it that would like help me watch it.
I'm still trying to think if even as a kid I would have liked this.
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually, I feel like I would have gotten bored as a kid.
7 is so young, though.
Yeah.
I could have liked this. It would have had to have depended on the situation, I feel.
For sure.
Because I know I was introduced to Lord of the Rings pretty early. And post Lord of the Rings, this thing would have fucking died in a fire.
That's true.
I would have burnt the CD.
I would have had to watch this before watching Star Wars to enjoy it, I think. I would have had to be introduced to Star Wars through this.
Yeah. I'm down with that. Yeah, if I'd seen Star Wars before this, I would have been not down with it.
I just want to watch Star Wars.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Is this? I didn't even like... What was not the 3D animated, the 2D animated Clone Wars that was around when we were kids. I didn't even like that when I was a kid. I was like, fuck this, I just want to watch Star Wars.
What?
I don't want to watch this animated.
I loved that as a kid. That was one of my favorites.
I love it.
Even as a kid, I was like, but what about the lore, though?
That's true. I liked the prequels as a kid purely because of the lore.
Yeah. No, I think the lore definitely carried it a lot.
Yeah. Anyway.
I just wanted more politics in my Star Wars, Sandro.
That's true.
Just like everyone else.
If I found enjoyment in Phantom Menace, which is mostly boring politics, I probably would have liked this as well.
It's why you like the Dune sequels, right? It gets all politics. Yay.
No, I stopped reading before that. I haven't read God Emperor on purpose. I am reading Shogun, though, which is all politics.
Yeah. That's
it's also all racism as well. It's very racist.
I just said it was based. Now it's even baster.
There's not much else to say non-spoilery here. This is a movie.
We're talking about Shogun. I think we're done with non-spoilers.
I think we're done here.
I don't think anybody needs to go see this.
Reviews at the time were very middling as well.
Yeah.
So I think being like, there's no urgency to this. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty correct.
There is urgency, but none of the characters feel it. None of the motivations make sense.
Oh, we can talk about the cast. Just like in Return of the Jedi, Warwick Davis.
Yeah, no. I kept saying that. Yeah. I was like, Warwick Davis is in this fucking film.
He's in this. He's back as Wicket. He was a teenager when he was doing this, like a young teenager. Because he was in a bunch of mainly Star Wars related stuff until he was in Labyrinth and Leprechaun and Willow and all that.
Yeah. You know what? That checks out that he was quite young when he did this.
Yeah.
I feel like an older Warwick just was like, nah.
What else? We got the character of Mace.
Yep.
Mace, not related to Mace Windu.
Not Windu.
But probably where George Lucas got obsessed with that name.
Yeah.
I think he's always been obsessed with the name Mace Windu then.
That's really funny, yeah.
At least the name Mace.
Mace isn't a bad name.
That's a good name. He is played by a guy called Eric Walker.
He's walking here?
He's only really known for the 2 Ewok movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he is a music producer who has produced audio stuff for Star Wars, like audiobooks and shit.
Whoa!
So he's still working in Star Wars.
That's actually kind of awesome.
That's kind of cool.
Wild. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's in a movie called And You Thought Your Parents Were Weird. Which is a movie about 2 inventor brothers create a working robot that is also inhabited by the spirit of their dead father.
I really thought he looked a lot like Will Poulter.
Oh, Will Poulter, yeah.
Poulter, yeah. Will Poulter.
You did say he does look a lot like Will Poulter.
He does look a lot. I was convinced. I'm like, that has to be him. And then you were like, the timeline does not work out, Zach. I was like, nah, you're wrong.
It's gotta be him.
It's gotta be him. They look identical.
Anyway, that's, let's rate it, go to spoilers. It's an oldie.
Oldie.
Is it a January movie award? It's kind of boring enough to me.
It does feel like a January. I would give it a January.
You give it
I feel because like it's a movie that like
is a TV movie though. Does it count for January if it's made for TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all January movies are TV movies at heart.
Right, a January movie. Our first January movie in 2 years.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any since 2001. Mainly because last year we mainly did good movies.
Yeah. Well, that was our whole plot thing.
Yeah.
Was that we were like, let's just do fucking good movies.
Let's just do some good, and a couple bad ones.
But the bad ones were way worse than a January movie.
They were real bad.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. This is like, It's got a good elements, but it's so long and boring that it's like, why bother?
It's very It feels like a movie you'd watch on a VHS.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means exactly. That's what it feels like.
No, it what you're saying is it feels old.
It does feel
like
old.
An oldie.
Yes. All right, let's do taglines.
Oh, there's taglines. Okay, yeah. I'm down. Let's give me some taglines.
You'll live the adventure. You'll love its heroes.
I'm going to give it a thumbs down because I didn't.
You didn't. That's factually...
I lived the adventure and I didn't like the heroes.
That's right.
But it's an alright tagline.
It's fine, I guess. How about those cuddly, courageous Ewoks from Return of the Jedi are back in their own adventure?
I mean,
it's pretty correct, actually.
That one's all factual, but it's also not as enticing. It's a bit long.
It is long.
If they had just started with that first bit, what was that first bit again?
Those cuddly, courageous Ewoks from Return of the Jedi are back in their own adventure.
Yeah,
I would cut it off at back.
Yeah, at back, that would have been good. I would have been like, oh, those cuddly boys. I like those cuddly boys. So I'll give that a shaky. I'll give that a shaky. That was all right.
Also, we should mention as well, this movie is called The Ewok Adventure on... that's the name that it was, broadcasted under. Oh. But when it was re-released for theaters, it was called Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. And that's a better name.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Calling it The Ewok Adventure is dumb.
Caravan of Courage does kind of slap.
It is good. And then, of course, Hamish and Andy then took it and made it a TV show. Australian radio presenters. And the sequel is called Ewoks, The Battle of Endor. Which looks pretty good.
Yeah, that one, the poster looks really good.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be bad, but we can definitely do it on Patreon.
But I definitely want to add that to the Patreon for sure.
Yeah, we'll sneak that one in. And now it's time for a brand new segment, Zach.
What?
Oh, what am I saying in Ewokese?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right, Zach. I've got a bunch of Ewok
I'm so
words.
glad this is an Ewok-related segment, because I know for a fact the segment's only coming back in that one Patreon episode where we do the sequel.
At the end of the year, probably.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a bunch of Ewok words. You got to guess what they are in English.
All right, shoot.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw. That is, I'm excited.
No, it's goodbye.
Oh,
Wrong,
that's goodbye.
Zach, wrong.
Of course, sorry.
Whenever you get a wrong thing, I yell wrong at you.
Okay.
That's the rules.
Yep.
Yup nub!
Yub nub. Oh.
Or it would be more like
Yup nub!
Yub nub, that's in the actual Star Wars
That is,
one as
that is.
well.
Yeah.
They say that a lot. Yub nub. Huzzah?
it's very close. Hurrah.
Hey, okay. I'm pretty happy with that.
How about
Acha!
Acha. Attack?
no?
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. say it again.
Acha!
Acha.
Yeah.
Acha.
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 Feech!
Feech. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm searching on Google late at night.
Feech. Yeah, Zach likes those feech pics.
That's so stupid. Feech. Is that go like retrieve something?
No.
Damn.
That's what it means.
What?
Damn.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Fuck! I was not expecting that.
And the last one I'll do is...
I'll take that as I got that one correct.
You got that one correct.
By
And
technicality.
the last one I'll go with is...
Tiati!
Tiati. Oh, that one sounds familiar again. Scared?
No. It means come, which is what I search late nights on Google.
Ooh.
Brought it back around.
All right. Okay. That was good educational segment. You know.
Apparently, the Ewok language was based on a Tibetan.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
That's interesting. There you go.
Whereas the Ewoks themselves are like Native American.
Yeah, they've definitely got
ish.
They've definitely got a Native American influence.
Yeah,
because of the whole like tribalistic sort of like
tribalistic. They got
spiritual things.
Yeah, like spiritual leaders and stuff like that. They all get high around campfires constantly.
Yeah. Well, it was particularly before they left on this adventure. This is a spoiler, but no one gives a shit.
No one cares.
They're like given like wreaths and stuff to wear on their head to represent strength and stuff, and it's got feathers and stuff. That was very Native American feeling, you know.
Classic George Lucas racism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeehaw! I just had some spicy buffalo wings, and that means that I'm ready to record a promo. Sally McSella here, and oh boy, Sandro and Zach over on patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie. They've been talking about the Friday the 13th movies. And did you know that in the 9th film, it's revealed that Jason Voorhees is actually a body-hopping worm? They just reviewed that one. Here's a clip from that episode. But yeah, that scene where someone slices Randy's neck open, and then Jason the worm crawls out. Now, you were watching the ending of this movie at my house.
Yeah.
So I got to see your reaction to that scene, which was just you laughing for like 2 minutes straight.
It was...
How cute is that little Jason worm? So cute. Just running around like... It's so good. It really highlights the fact that Jason is just a kid as well.
Yeah. Oh my god. This was me. It was just me like that for fucking 5 minutes straight. So my god.
Wowee! This episode sounds flippin' fantastic, and you can only get it at flippinpatreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod, as well as all of the other Friday the 13th reviews. They've done 9 of them. Plus, you can head up there and get ad-free episodes, which means you never get to hear me talking about my buffalo wings. They were really spicy. Really, really spicy. I'm looking forward personally to when they come out in a couple hours' time, because my name's Sally McSeller, and my digestive system is fast as fuck, boy. Wahoo! All right, let's get into some spoilers.
Spoiler time.
We're going to spoil Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Because if you haven't seen it, you're definitely going to want to watch this one.
No. Just skip it. It's fine. We can talk about it. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need Ewok Adventure in your life. It's fine.
Just, look, it is on Disney Plus. If you want to watch if you're sick of the new Star Wars shows, which are all high budget, they're all fancy, and therefore they don't really have much heart to them. You know what I mean? If you're sick of all that, go and watch a shit Star Wars thing that also has no heart to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, literally you started this being like, George Lucas wanted money. So, much hasn't changed.
So the general premise of this is, we've got a family of 4. It's a nuclear family. We've got a mum, dad, older brother, younger sister.
I feel like you could put this on for your 7-year-old child, and that's the only situation where this gets played.
4-year-old child.
4-year-old child.
Maybe too scary, actually.
I think 4-year-old child's good.
4's good?
Maybe 5.
Yeah, 5 is probably good. It's true. We got a family. Their Star Cruiser. Mm-hmm. It is crashed on Endor. We don't know what they do or who they are, really.
They look like just a regular fucking family.
They look like civilians, yeah.
Yeah, they're civilians. You pointed out that they wear kind of like rebel uniforms.
Well, the son does. Mace wears a rebel uniform.
Yeah, I think they all sort of wear rebel-looking uniforms.
Okay, all right.
So there is a possibility that they're sort of linked to that, but my theory... if they are rebels... and they crashed, perhaps they were shot down by the Empire that was around here, as you said was canon.
If this is set after Empire, before Return of the Jedi...
means there was an Imperial settlement here, but it was secret.
Yeah.
And so this innocent / rebel civilians, they fly by this moon, not knowing, and of course the secret base, boom, shoot them down without any questions.
Where would they have been flying to then? Probably to the other moon of Endor... which is the water planet where the Death Star crashes and they have that cool fight in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah, everyone's favorite movie.
I hate that movie, but that was actually a pretty good fight. We should do I can't be bothered doing Star Wars. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do Star Wars episodes. That'd be boring.
Oh, but the middle episode, like the first one, we both agreed, oh yeah, that was pretty good. The second film, we would disagree.
I've already done a podcast with Rob about Last Jedi. I don't want to do one with you two.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. I'm sick of talking about it, quite frankly.
You're sick of being dunked on in arguments, is what you're trying to say, because it was a shit film.
It's a good movie.
No, it isn't. It's not a good film. You can like the film, but it wasn't a good one.
Actually, you're correct. No Star Wars movies are good. They are all trash. Here's my hot take.
Okay.
And every time I've said it, people disagree. I think Star Wars is at its best when it's pure trash.
Oh.
The original trilogy, they are corny. They are not cheap, but they're very corny, derivative, sci-fi trash. And that's why they're so good.
Whoa.
Star Wars, just like Indiana Jones, it's not a big epic adventure. It is, but it isn't like prestige. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a legacy. It's just a bit of dumb entertainment.
Wow. You've dunked on that franchise. That is harsh.
Oh, I love Star Wars. I'll watch every Star Wars thing.
Wow.
I'll watch it all. But,
I would disagree only because I think it's actually more important, the whole, like, family thing of it. It's very family-focused throughout, at least the original 3.
The original 3. I guess no, not really.
No.
The others.
Well, that's it, right?
Well, Obi-Wan and Anakin are like brothers.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's the whole portrayal of them, how Anakin, like, learns to love someone else, and that's what causes it's all about these, like, essentially family dynamics. It is the Skywalker family fucking up the whole galaxy.
That's true. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
That's the franchise for me. Is Skywalker family fucks up galaxy.
Yeah.
And then some of the movies are bad. That's what Star Wars means for me.
All right, we got a family that's stranded on
Hey guys,
Endor.
have you heard of the Ewok movie, though?
Ewok movie, that's what we're reviewing.
You can tell there was so much content in the Ewok movie when we talk about the rest of the Star Wars series more than it.
They are stuck on...
They crash land.
The planet.
Yep, and the parents go out looking for their children.
Also, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith.
And we're back not talking about the Ewok movie.
Revenge of the Sith. Everyone loves it, and I get why kids like the prequels. You grew up with it, that's fine. I grew up with it as well. Revenge of the Sith is so badly made.
Which one's that one? Is that
that's
the
first one? Where that's the third one. That's the one where Anakin goes back. Really? It's so badly made that
it is pretty rough.
It's like every scene is shot so boringly. There's only 3 sorts of scenes: 2 people walking down a corridor talking, 3 people walking down a corridor talking, or a bunch of people standing in a circle talking, and then an action scene. Now, the action scenes are cool.
Yeah, agreed.
But the rest of the movie is boring and lazy, and it's a bad movie.
Yeah, that is absolutely fair. I agree. I agree.
Attack of the Clones is the best prequel because it's so bad it's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, the second one is absolutely one of my top Star Wars films.
It's a banger film.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because we just see Obi-Wan going around and doing shit.
That's right.
While everyone else is doing the whole, like, politics, as you say, standing around in corridors, talking with each other and jerking off. But yeah, no, Obi-Wan going around and, like, figuring out what the fuck's going on. It's just like a cop movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It was really good.
It's good stuff.
If only a television series could come out and copy that. Oh, wait, it did it was shit. Anyway, Ewoks.
So, they're stuck on a planet. The parents. We see that the parents... Fucking hell. We see that the parents are captured by a giant creature.
Yeah, they're captured while going out looking for their kids.
Yeah.
And the kids, later on, we find them in the ship that they're just standing around. What?
We get one random line of dialogue where they're like, they came back to the ship and couldn't find the parents.
Yeah.
So they must have just wandered off.
Why?
I don't know. The movie had to happen.
What? We never get an explanation for the start of the film, and it doesn't make any fucking... Did they go look out for food?
Maybe.
It's just not established. Anyway, that slightly annoyed me. Continue.
It's pretty dumb. And then we see the kids. They are found by a bunch of Ewoks.
Yeah.
And then the Ewoks are like, you need help because that young daughter... She's got the flu.
Yep. Mace is like, I'm a fucking shoot an Ewok. And
I loved how he just pulls a gun on them.
Yeah, and he's like, give her my sister. And anyway, the Ewoks, they do a roll maneuver, knock him over, and then they beat the shit out of him and tie him up.
That is
great.
Correct.
They tie him up, they take him back to camp. Of course, his sister's sick, so he's like, actually, can you help me now?
Can you help me?
Now that I tried to attack you, can you help me?
She is very bad in this movie. The actor who plays Sindel, the daughter,
wow,
she's bad, but like bad in a cute way.
Yeah,
where I'm fine with it, but it's still bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh, but also very fair.
Like, it's kid acting. Also, the director is a TV director. Like, he's not a great director. You're not going to expect a whole lot of great kids. Like, this isn't a Spielberg movie. You know?
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's George Lucas, and we saw from Phantom Menace, he has no idea how to write kids.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Harsh, but fair.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of child acting in this film. It's mostly the 2 children interacting with the Ewoks.
I think the boy's pretty good.
The boy's okay.
He's bratty and not... Like, he's not a good actor, but also the character is kind of annoying anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's realistic, at least.
Yeah,
the child is just kind of there. To be fair, she gets kind of sidelined for, like, at least half of the film.
Most of it, yeah. Well, like, right here at the start, yeah, she's sick. We don't know why, but she's sick.
So they go get some magic medicine.
Which I quite liked a little bit of Endor lore.
Yeah.
They have that these trees have like.
There's a narrator that occasionally
narrates. about the narrator.
How? We just watched the fucking film.
It turns into like, you know that TV show, the Meerkats one, like Meerkat Kingdom or whatever. The movie is just that. It's just like.
But I loved that Meerkat show when I was young. It's a banger. I would have loved this film if they just did it like a documentary.
That would have been really cool.
Wouldn't that have been cool?
And the Ewoks walk around the town.
The Ewoks then go out hunting for a meal. They have to be wary because of the giant rhino rats that crawl around the trees.
There are giant rhino rats. They're pretty fucking sick.
Wicket, being the youngest of the group, is the most bold.
The most bold.
But unfortunately, the most stupid.
Now, the guy who does the narration, he's a guy called Burl Ives.
Oh, okay.
Who's most famous because he's also the narrator of the 1964 TV classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Ah,
that's probably why he's in this.
Yeah,
he's a famous.
Kid sort of movie guy. Yeah. Well, it did make sense for certain scenes of it to be narrated, because otherwise it's just Ewoks talking, and the subtitles say Ewok speak.
Ewokese, yeah.
Ewokese, yeah. So it makes sense that the narrator's like, and so the youngest one is left behind, so the dad can go searching for its two older siblings.
Exactly.
That sort of thing. We have that. That's at the start of the film as well. We
didn't mention that.
It's a pointless scene. It's padding, which, as it turns out, there's a lot of it. One of the Ewoks goes, like, gliding on a glider, flying around trying to find its two kids. It finds them, it rescues them, that's it.
That's it.
To be fair, on the way, they do find the ship, and so that's how they find the ship and find the kids.
That's how they find the kids, but also it's completely pointless, and
it
also looked like it was just shot in someone's backyard, because it's not in a forest, it's just in, like, plains at that point.
They have a lot of scenes that are in the plains, and then later on the mountains. Although, to be fair, as established, there are those.
No, according to Wikipedia, there are,
yeah, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, it's very clear when you're in the forest, it looks very Endor-y.
It does.
Whereas when you're out of it, it doesn't.
It doesn't, but it still looked kind of sci-fi alien landscape when they go into, like, the desert and stuff. That was
the
cool.
desert wasn't too bad, especially the Giant's castle.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of giants, the Giants kidnapped the parents.
Yeah.
And so the kids, after consulting the wise elder...
You're jumping so far.
I'm skipping so much rubbish that doesn't do anything in this fucking film.
What about when Mace shoves his hand into a tree and gets bitten by a giant snake?
Oh, yeah. I even fucking called it as well.
Yeah.
That's how fucking basic that shit was. But yeah, he's...
What about all the baby Ewoks?
No. But Sandra, why did he stick his fucking hand in a tree trunk?
Because he saw a cute creature and he wanted to kill it.
Did he?
I don't know.
Did he want to kill it? Did he want to grab it?
He had an angry face on when he went to grab it.
I think that was just him frowning. That's not necessarily angry.
Can't tell with this kid.
Yeah. Well, that's because he looks like that other guy that I mentioned, and he looks like he's constantly angry as well.
That's true. There's a pretty cute scene where the daughter...
the baby Ewoks are very cute.
The baby Ewok, that is a very cute scene.
That's a very cute little baby Ewok.
I want a little baby Ewok and throw it around my baby Yoda.
Yeah, I want to punt it.
Yeah. Kick it across. That should be the Mandalorian season 4. Another Mandalorian finds a baby Ewok.
And it just fucking punts that shit.
It just kicks it. And then Din Djarin shows up and he's like, what the fuck are you doing kicking around a baby? I got this baby Yoda. I'm gonna make him be friends. Then baby Yoda and baby Ewok fall in love. But baby Ewok dies. Because the lifespan is so much shorter for an Ewok.
That's true. Whereas the other one lives for like thousands of years.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Then Boba Fett shows up and is like, I hate Ewoks.
And then he punts baby
And then
Yoda.
he punts the baby.
Classic. Yeah, so then the Ewoks and the guy bond. They have some food.
That was a cute scene where she's teaching Wicket how to talk.
The Star Cruiser. And then she does like a wavy motion with her hands to indicate a Star Cruiser. And then she's like,
Star Cruiser.
And then she's like, crash. And she like waves her hand and then crashes it onto the table. And he's like, crash. And then he slams his fist into the table. And then he gets like a toy horse or whatever. And he's like, Star Cruiser. And he waves it in the air. And then crash, slams it onto the table.
Yeah.
So he gets the idea.
But then he gets a toy horse and we get the classic line, that's not a Star Cruiser, that's a
horse.
It's a great line. 10 out of 10.
Yep.
10 out of 10 stuff.
That's most of the audio in this fucking film.
They run away from the Ewoks for a scene.
Yeah.
That was dumb. They try and escape? I don't know.
Are you saying that there's padding in this film?
Yes, they needed an extra 10 minutes.
Along with the extra 50 minutes they add in other unnecessary padding. Yeah.
To be fair, that scene does lead up to the giant rat.
Which
wolf thing.
Which, to be fair, is less padding, more fucking awesome.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. So they, like, for some reason, they try and escape the Ewoks. He does light a fire with like a little laser blast.
That was cool.
Which was cool. That was a little bit of Star Wars-y coming out there. And yeah, then they get attacked by a giant rat, rhinoceros type thing.
And in classic Star Wars fashion, you see an animal that doesn't appear to be intelligent, you kill it.
Absolutely.
Every single Star Wars creature gets killed. Every single one of them.
Well, here's the thing, because that rat thing wasn't just any old rat rhinoceros.
It was Gorax's rat
thing, which I think has been trained to go and fetch food.
That's what I would say, yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of makes sense for me personally, because a giant like that's got to have to eat a lot, right?
Yeah.
He's a big boy. So it makes sense if he's got some trained creatures to go out and it like paws at them in the hole of the tree and they're scared. But luckily the Ewoks come in and they fucking stab the shit out of it. And then they tranquilize it, I think?
They tranquilize it,
or poison it. I think it's dead.
It probably dies. And then they're like, oh my god, around its neck, it's our parents' tracker.
Yeah.
We've got to find out where this thing comes from. So they go to the Ewok Elder.
Yeah.
The Ewok Elder has a spinning top toy.
They say the Ewok Elder is as old as the trees. And the trees are probably, I'm going to say it, they're probably like 300 years old. Mm-hmm. Going by like redwood sort of like trees, which they're very similar to.
Yeah.
So this guy's pretty ancient.
This is an old Ewok.
This is an old as Ewok.
Fuck. He probably dies after this movie. So old.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to say.
And then the Ewok leader is like, my spinning top will show you where your parents are.
He spins a sick-looking giant top, and then on the top is green screened visions of the parents being caged up by Gorak?
Gorax, yeah. It's so sick. And then we get the classic line, if we don't help them, they're gonna die!
Oh my god, thank you.
Fantastic.
Stating the obvious, yes.
So they go on an adventure, they get a caravan of courage together, they've all got their own little totems.
Oh yes, as they're sent off, they're each given a totem. Wicket's given a magic staff.
Yeah, magic staff.
That's useful. The other generic ones that I can't remember their names are just given headbands of like courage and strength and some
courage
shit
and strength and stuff.
that don't do shit in this fucking film.
Mace is given a rock that has a medallion thing inside it.
Yes, that we only find out later. I called it. It was a fucking geode, and of course he cracks the geode, and there's a thing inside it. Fucking dumbass.
There's just heaps of shit.
Oh, and the girl is given an ever-burning candle.
Oh god,
which never does anything.
It murders some fairies. That's
about it. Yeah.
We'll get to that
That's
later.
literally the only thing it does, and is essentially pointless. And has 0 point. The rest of it, they have 2 spare objects. They have like a magic crystal and a tooth.
Yes. And they're like, we've got these because the Elder says that we have to carry 2 spare totems to enlist help along the way. And we were just sitting there like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
So dumb.
So
the elders like predicted that they will meet people and have to recruit them on the way for their adventure. Which, to be fair, without those 2 people, they would have fucking died.
That's right. And those 2 people are the Lumberjack.
Yes.
Who has a punch-on with Mace. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, oh, no, Lumberjack was a Chad.
Yeah.
He was the Chad Ewok, because what happens is they're walking around, and then he tries to fell a tree on them.
Yeah.
And it misses them, and then he laughs at them, and, like, pinches his nose.
Yep.
And Mace is like, what the fuck? Fuck you, Ewok. And then the other Ewok is like, here's the tooth for your skull that's on your necklace. And you can see his skull has a missing tooth, and it's
That's
like,
right.
but then the Chad Ewok's like, nah, I don't give a shit. I'm not coming with you guys. And so Mace, even though 2 seconds ago he's like, I fucking hate this Ewok, he's like, no, wait, you actually have to come along now.
Yeah, please, you gotta help. And so he's like, all right, I'll come along. And
then there's an axe throwing competition.
They have an axe throwing competition.
And that convinces the Chad Ewok to come.
That was so
for
stupid.
no apparent reason.
So stupid. And then we come across an Ewok priestess.
Whoa.
She does magic.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty cool. She turns, like, the magic stone they have into a lizard, and Mace just drops the lizard and is like, magic? Yeah, whatever. Don't give a shit.
She turned it into a lizard. Big deal.
What? What?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
He saw actual
Dude,
magic
he
in front of
literally
him.
just witnessed magic in front of him of a stone being turned into a lizard and is like, nah, I don't care. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
Well, it's fine because they enlist her and then he gets stuck in a magic lake.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He touches the lake and the lake instantly teleports you inside the lake if you touch it.
And he can't get out of that lake. He's stuck there in the lake.
He did do a bit of... I liked his miming of, like, he couldn't get out of the lake.
That was really solid.
That
really
scene
good.
was actually quite good.
And then they use
still
a magic
padding.
stick to get him out of the lake.
Yeah, and then they used the magic stick that they were given earlier to get him out of the lake. And then... Does the magic stick do anything else?
No, that's all it's there for.
Oh, nice.
We see a horse chase. That was dumb. A horse runs off. They gotta chase it.
A horse escapes, but it's got the girl in it on top.
That was
and then they chase it and they get it back. And then there's some like very dramatic music as they're reunited after this dumb horse chase.
Yeah.
And it does not land. It is very padding, and it made me mad.
That was really bad.
But then the next scene was pretty fun.
Pretty cool. There's a bunch of magical... Well, first, we see they're in a tent, and the candle is lit. And straight away, I was like, is that the magic candle?
Yep.
They just burning it away, and then we get the line of
And then
dialogue.
the character literally right after you said that was like, wow, this candle is so good. It can burn forever.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's why they have the candle.
But Sandro, if it can burn forever, that means it's an infinite source of energy. They have an object that creates infinite energy just at their fingertips.
But it needs a blood sacrifice, Zach.
Does it?
Apparently.
Oh,
Because there's
God.
a bunch of fairies show up, and we're like, what
yeah.
the fuck are these fairies? And they all have to kill themselves in the candle.
I don't think they have to, but they fly around for a bit, and it's a fun scene. I like the, I think they're called whiskies. Whiskies or something. I don't know. And they fly around for a bit, and then, as you say, they all swarm around the candle for a bit, and then they just hop inside it.
They hop inside and they die, aside from one.
Yep.
And
Do
that
they
one
die?
becomes a main character. They become one with the flame. I don't fucking know.
I was like, what the shit?
I don't know, man. So dumb.
But there's one left, and it's their friend. I think the guy names it at one point, but...
I didn't write down what it was called.
he only says it once, and then it's
Yeah.
never referenced again.
Something like ballerina. It was like sparkalina or something.
Yeah, Bella or something. Who knows?
I don't know. Who fucking knows?
cares?
Now they're in a desert. There's acid pools and shit. And then there's this giant castle. And they're like, how the fuck do we get into this castle? Well...
Because of that rock Mace was given earlier that he thought was shit.
Yeah.
The Ewoks, like, smash it on the ground. He, like, gestures to smash it on the ground. And then he's like, okay. He smashes it. It's a fucking geode.
Yep.
I called that as soon as it fucking appeared on screen. I was like, that's going to be a geode.
And it was. It instantly smashed. There's a medallion inside it. It was good.
And it's like a magnetic little medallion. Because it, like, flies towards this cave entrance. But the cave entrance is covered with a rock. So they shoot the rock. Now the rock is gone. They can get inside.
And they get inside the rock, and oh my god, they're on the set of The Last Crusade.
It's true. They are almost identical. It is wild. And then they leave half the characters here. All the young ones, so they can go on the rest of the adventure without having to worry about what the child's doing.
No idea what they're doing.
Here's a point. I'm just going to point out.
Okay.
Why did they take these fucking characters with them if they're just going to leave them outside and they do nothing?
They had the magical props that they had to give them.
Which ones? The candle? Because the candle did shit all but murder some fairies.
They needed light from one candle.
They literally, in the scene, they have multiple candles lit.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. They're along because they were hired to be in the movie. There's no reason for them to be here.
Anyway, they go into the like crossing chamber from the Last Crusade, and there's a lot of spider webs everywhere.
Oh, and we were instantly like, Star Wars spiders.
Star Wars spiders.
Here we go. And there were some very dangly on-string Star Wars spiders.
They just decide, right, here's a web that crosses this cavern. All right, let's walk across this web. And what happens? Whoa, as soon as they start crossing it, spiders attack them.
Whole bunch of spiders. And they looked bad, but they were kind of scary.
Oh, they were fun. I liked the animatronic spiders. I thought they were good.
They were fine. The priestess
Mace stabs one.
Oh yeah, Mace stabs one. The priestess hypnotizes the other.
Yeah. There's like a big one that attacks them,
Yeah.
but the priestess hypnotizes it, and so they manage to pass by.
And then they run into Gorax's lair.
Yeah,
And Gorax
they
has
climb
got-
up some big stairs.
That was cool, because I was instantly like, oh, Gorax is a giant, so his stairs would be fucking massive.
And they are. There's
They are.
some big old stairs.
But then we see him walking down it, it's just regular stairs to him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's some perspective. I did like the perspective differences they did. The giant did look really big.
He looks really solid.
Yeah, there's some
particularly in that opening, like at the
Yeah.
very start of the movie.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
It's some really great visuals on this movie that should have been 20 minutes long.
For sure.
And it's really sad because the budget, I said throughout the film, it looks like it flip-flops between
Yeah.
like they spend a lot of money here and zero money here. It's very
pretty much.
bizarre.
Yeah. And so they are there. The parents are up in a cage that has been held above the ground. I was instantly like, you could just squeeze through and jump down out of that cage. But I was like, also, they're so high up, they'd fucking die.
Yeah, the
hit
cage
the
is
ground.
not necessarily to keep them there, it's to keep them high up. So they can't jump down, otherwise they would die.
And they use a giant axe.
But what they should have done is have like one of them sacrifice himself by falling to their death, and the other one falls on top of them. But that might have been a little too dark for this kid's film.
For sure. And they use a giant axe to like fling one of the
They
Mace
use,
up.
Yeah, they use it like a seesaw so they
Yeah.
can jump Mace to the top, and he brings a rope with them so he can
Yeah.
bring them down. Meanwhile, one of the Ewoks, is it Wicked?
No, it was one of the other ones.
It's just a random
Just a random Ewok.
Is like running around baiting the giants to like follow them.
That was pretty fun.
So he hides in like a basket, which is very funny because when the basket just skitters across the fucking ground, we both laughed. It was very
It
funny.
was very good. The giant squashes the basket. We're
And
like,
you're like,
oh my
oh,
god,
no.
they killed the Ewok.
Except, of course, he wasn't
He
inside
wasn't
it.
in there.
Haha.
It was a good scene. I really enjoyed that scene.
Yeah. And then the giant spots them trying to escape, so it chases after them.
Urgh, the lumberjack tries to cut his foot off.
Yep, it does not work.
No, of course it doesn't. And so Mace sends the whistle, which is the name of the that's the name of the fairies' race.
Oh.
They are Whistles.
Whistles. Yep.
He sends her to go and annoy the creature so much that it causes a cave-in.
I had a bit of a whist and a stool after this film.
Oh, no. They're called Whisties, because we kept
Whisties,
making
yeah.
whiskey jokes.
Yeah, I want a good whisty after watching this film.
Just a little bit of a cheeky whisty. The princess makes a
so
rock.
bored talking about this fucking garbage film.
There's a point where, like, they try and trip the Gorax.
I mean, it works.
It works, but it
trips
shouldn't
over.
have worked.
No, we were putting it out. It's like, there's no way this thing falls over. Anyway, it falls over. He falls near the cliff.
Yeah.
And then...
Princess uses her magic staff to drop a rock on his head.
Yeah, the princess uses the magic to, like, knock a stalactite onto his head.
That's it. And then he falls down into the cavern. It looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, the green
so
screen looks
bad.
really bad. And so they're like, yay, we succeeded. And then the young characters come up from the other side and they're like, yay, hi dad, hi mom.
But the Gorax is back!
Whoa, Gorak climbed up the side for some fucking reason.
Oh my god. And
Why is this film still going?
I don't know. And in the meantime, the lumberjack has died.
Oh yeah, Lumberjack died.
Lumberjack dies, and
Yeah,
Mace has his axe now. So Mace throws the axe at the Gorax, and that makes him fall down again to his death, actually, this time.
Yeah, but we see it twice. To be fair, the second time the fall looked a bit better.
It looked a lot better.
But like, what the fuck? Why does he fall twice?
Yeah.
It's very dumb.
And that's the end of the movie.
Thank fucking God.
They go back to the Endor Forest, they sing Yub Nub,
Yub Nub!
and then it just ends.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
The family don't know how to escape.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
That's the song from... That's not the song, though. That's the song that was added in.
Yeah.
It's the song that was added into Return of the Jedi after the movie came out.
Yeah.
I prefer the original, which is more like... I don't know what it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like,
yeah.
actually. I can't remember it.
Yeah, you definitely prefer that one. With the old Anakin, old man
Anakin,
yeah, where he's just like some middle-aged guy.
I've got copies of the original theatrical versions of the original trilogy. It's the only version I will watch.
Based?
Yeah. McClunky, or whatever. What is it that Greedo says now when
McClunky
Han Solo shoots it? Fuck, so stupid.
Yeah, he does say that.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then Greedo shoots first.
He does now, yeah.
Yeah, and then Han dodges it and then shoots him. Very sad.
Movie just ends. Family don't have a way to get off the planet.
McClunky.
Just want to say that, they don't.
Yeah, no. So presumably they live with the Ewoks till they grow old and die.
No, they live with the Ewoks for 6 months until the second movie takes place.
Ah, that's true. And then they're just not in that movie. I'm going to say it. I think the Ewoks just eat them. Eventually they get bored of them and they kill them and then they eat them.
I like this theory because...
Otherwise, how can you explain the fact that they're not in the main franchise?
Well, that's true. Why are they not in Return of the Jedi? Why are they not there? I will also mention as well, very important bit of information. Maybe the reason why there are no Earth creatures in Endor in Return of the Jedi is because in the 6 months that the family was living on Endor, they ate all the animals.
Yep.
Because they can't eat what the Ewoks eat.
Or maybe the Empire just comes in and murders them.
I mean, that also makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably slightly more likely. Is that the Empire just came in at one point and murdered this village?
I'd murder that village. I would murder
You'd sign up to the Empire?
No. I'd do it out of myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You go on a bloodthirsty rampage, just murdering them all.
Fucking hell.
I'm going to say it, Sandro, you would lose. Mm-hmm. Those Ewoks are resourceful little fuckers.
Yeah.
You would start murdering, and then one would do that, like, roll maneuver that knocks you over, and then they would, like, repeatedly stab you with a spear over and over again.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also done with this?
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Thank God we're finished. Yeah, this film was bad.
It's bad.
It's very long.
My brain just stopped working for a second. You saw it happening in real time.
Yeah, I saw it happening in real time. Sandro shut down when there was nothing to talk about. He like some sort of robot, like C-3PO or R2-D2 just shutting down. You went, ew.
Man, I'm tired. I want to wrap this one up. Actually, I think
we've still got to do a sequel, and I know exactly what to do in a sequel.
Ever wish you could go back in time to the Saturday mornings of your childhood, eating cereal and watching your favorite cartoons? Well, we don't provide the cereal, but we do have a cartoon time machine to take you to animated shows of the past, present, and future. And even just some stuff that doesn't exist, but wouldn't it be cool if it did?
We're your animates, Katie and Scarlett, and we'd like to invite you to join us on our podcast, Cartoon Time Machine, releasing new episodes of cartoon fun times every Sunday morning.
We're two film majors who love to talk cartoons and get way too into them. So if you want to hear two adults getting way too invested in the world of Steven Universe,
or answering the age-old question of whether Sugar Mama would beat General Amaya in a fight,
we're just trying to figure out what Tom Kenny voiced in every show, tune in to Cartoon Time Machine, part of That's Not Canon Productions. See you there.
Well, there is a sequel to this movie, Zach.
Fuck.
That movie is called Ewoks, The Battle of Endor. I will read the description for you right now.
Go for it.
Marauders raid the Ewok village.
Pog, there we go.
Yep.
You're one of the marauders.
I'm one of them. I'm a murderer them all. And steal a power supply, which they believe to be magical.
There was magic in this film. I can believe it.
Wicket helps Sindel, that's the kid, the girl, escape the evil witch Sharl. And they befriend a hermit who may help them save the village.
Wow, thanks for the spoiler, you fucking...
Yeah.
Wow.
It stars the guy who plays Lurch in the Addams Family movies as one of the bad guys. He's one of the marauders. Ooh. He's also in Twin Peaks as well. I love him in Twin Peaks.
Okay. So this is a more substantial villain than this random giant who's just minding her own business trying to eat some food, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like mercenaries coming in to raid this innocent, village of Ewoks, right?
I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah.
I would I would watch this. We'll do it probably on.
Yeah.
We'll probably do it on Patreon.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
The alternative title of this movie is The Ring, The Witch, and the Crystal. It's a dumb fact that I have.
The Ring, The Witch, and the Crystal. What?
I don't know.
Were they trying to exploit the like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe
Maybe.
franchise? What?
No idea. Anyway,
That's wild.
let's remake the movie ourselves, Zach.
Yes.
How would we? Why? It's
So does-
direct to Disney Plus, first of all.
Yeah, obviously. And one of the things I immediately thought of during this film is that the chieftain and the rest of the village is on board with helping them, right? Mm-hmm. I need a divide between the Ewoks. You've got the helpful Ewoks, the young, naive, helpful Ewoks, and the older, wiser, more cynical, grumpy Ewoks. And those Ewoks don't want to help the kids at all.
I like this. I like this.
And
They
the
gotta
younger
convince
ones,
them.
what's Warwick Davis? What's his
Wicket.
Ewok? Wicket.
Yeah.
Wicket wants to help them, right? And so there's this back and forth. Like the older ones, they manage to capture the older kid. They have a fight. He gets a bit bruised up.
Yep.
The younger ones want to help them, so they lead back Sindel or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
And then there's some healing, there's some other shit. But when they need to go rescue their parents, right? The elders, the wise elders, fucking no.
Yeah. Of
The
course.
fuck are you talking about?
For sure.
That's the land where literally no one has come back from. You'll die.
Yeah.
Gorik will eat you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No. But then the younger ones, they make a secret caravan to escape. And then they steal the objects that they need, right?
I like this a lot better. It's a lot not, but also is this a kids movie though? Because that's the thing with this Ewok movie is it's for kids. It's to teach them stuff.
Yeah.
So we need to have there be repercussions for them stealing everything.
Absolutely. So what happens is maybe there's instead of just having the wise Ewok, there's a wise Ewok and the chieftain. And the chieftain is no way, you're not going on this. But the wise Ewok is knows that they need to go on this because they're force sensitive or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the wise Ewok gives them these trinkets and stuff, same as this movie.
Yep.
With their whole shit. But it's in secret as they're going.
Okay.
And gives them blessings and stuff.
All right, cool. I like this idea. I like it a lot. Let's go through some cast and change some things around there.
Yeah.
I like it. I want it to be a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Also,
well, that's why having the conflict.
That's why
there
having
needs
it-
to be more
yeah.
conflict. There's needs to be more alien creatures.
more
that they
alien
have to
creatures,
attack.
no Earth creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think whenever they go out, they get attacked by something.
Let's have the
There's lots of little creatures.
Yeah, let's have the horse characters from Last Jedi in the casino. They are
Yep.
from Endor. So they ride around on these horse characters.
That makes sense. Except they're a lot smaller in this, obviously.
Oh, yeah, they've got to be baby horses.
Except for the one big one, which has the carry thing on it.
Yeah. I want to set this after Return of the Jedi too, so maybe we can have some destroyed Empire stuff lying around.
Oh, so they go to get the medicine instead of going to a random tree. They have to sneak into this abandoned base,
Empire
and
base.
steal Empire medicine.
And there's a couple stormtroopers there still holding out.
I wouldn't say stormtroopers because they're probably dead.
Oh, they would have been eaten.
I'm gonna say it's a robot, an old malfunctioning.
I like it.
Security droid. Oh, and then we see Mace's hidden talent or whatever is he's good with technology or something, right?
Yeah.
And so he's able to hack into the droid when the Ewoks get cornered, right? And it shuts it down or something.
I like it.
And then that comes in later on where maybe he there's some old droids or something in the giant's lair that he's just stolen as trinkets that are shut down, but he turns them all on, and so they just start firing evereverywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Boba Fett shows up at one point, and we get some info about Baby Yoda. Maybe CGI Luke Skywalker can show up for a couple scenes as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Just look fucking terrible.
Yeah, and establish a whole new different television series off this one.
Yeah. Off this one. Yeah. And you know what? Ahsoka can show up. All right, let's do this. We need a director. We need to recast some characters as well. Straight off the bat.
Who's the
Warwick
Mandalorian
Davis.
guy?
What is his name?
Yeah, who?
Oh, Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
He would be not bad.
He's
I
already
feel like
the
he could
Mandalorian.
yeah, but this is a kid's show slash movie.
True. I mean, Mandalorian could probably be... It's still kind of... Like, all of Star Wars, aside from Andor, is for kids.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, but this is more kids focused.
More kids.
I think they have some more cutesy little aliens as well.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, some porgs. They've got a pet porg. The kids have a pet porg.
Oh, the kids brought in a pet porg. Not only is there a pet porg, but there's also that, that small little fuzzy thing that looked like a Furby that the guy tried to reach in and grab.
Oh, from the tree, yeah.
He grabs that, but then it's like mum is this big snake thing. And
but it hates its mum, so it wants to hang out with him.
Yeah.
It keeps following them around Endor.
Yeah. He's like, no, you have to go back to your mum, and it's like...
Perfect. That's the noise it would make, too.
And then, of course, you've got the little Wisties as well. They can be still in this film.
And they still kill themselves in a candle to give them more power.
And then the child's like, wait, did they just kill themselves? And then
we just cut. We don't know about it.
No. And then the Ewok goes, what? And it like shrugs, and then it cuts.
Perfect. All right, I reckon for the cast, we keep Warwick Davis as Wicket.
Obviously. Genius. Who else have we got? I want to recast, obviously, the two child characters. Mm-hmm. I guess the mum and dad?
Yes, there isn't really anyone else to... Oh, we can cast someone as the giant.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I was going to say the giant. I want someone as the giant as well.
So we need Mace, and we need Sindel, the two kids.
I think we get someone from Stranger Things, right?
That might be too old, though, now, right?
Yeah, but like...
Oh, actually, that one kid, what's his name? He plays Lucas, I think, in Stranger Things. He'd be good as Mace. Caleb McLaughlin, he could be good. I mean, he is 22, though.
Alternatively, we could go with something like that, where we go like Tom Holland or...
Well, Tom Holland isn't in Star Wars. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Like someone who looks young. Who's this guy? I can never remember.
Oh, the actor from the TV show The Artful Dodger, which is on Disney Plus. It's set in Australia. It's fucking awful. His name is Thomas Brody Sangster. He is in his 30s.
Yeah, but he looks like he could be this kid this age. That's his whole thing, right? That he looks really young.
I can see him. I see him as Mace.
Him as Mace is my pick.
I like it.
That or Tom Holland, but even then, Tom Holland is starting to look older.
He is starting to look a little bit older.
But we could have our actor a bit older, but Thomas Brody was my first thought, right?
As Thomas Brody Sangster is Mace. Someone is Sindel then. Could just recycle the actor who played Princess Leia in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's true. Oh yeah, I have no idea who she's called.
She wasn't good either, so I don't really want to.
It doesn't matter. She's so young. It doesn't matter at this point. We could just get whatever the director's like cousin's child is. We'll just get whatever.
Oh, how about this actor? I've got one here. Her name is Eva Anderson.
Eva Anderson.
She played the young version of Black Widow in the movie Black Widow. She is Wendy in apparently a Peter Pan and Wendy movie came out last year. I had no idea that existed.
Yep.
She is the daughter of Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Djokovic, who made all of the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah. All right, get her in. Get her in. Perfect. She looks like we could get away with some young actress.
Yeah, she's still too old, but we'll chuck her in there. Who should play Gorax, the bad guy?
Gorax. Now we could do anything with Gorax. Gorax is an open slate. You could have Dwayne. That would be very silly.
Yeah.
You could have Danny DeVito.
Do we make Gorax a Sith? Let's give him a lightsaber.
Okay.
Yes to Sith. The movie should end with an Ewok Jedi.
Yes to him being a Sith. No to lightsaber, because that doesn't make sense for a giant. But I like him having some sort of force powers.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be cool if he uses force powers at some point and shoots lightning at him. But yes, definitely a force sensitive evil. I mean, we pretty much had that in the priestess, right?
We do. Well, let's just make the priestess force sensitive and cast someone as the priestess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could do that. Yeah. But we could just have Wicket being force sensitive,
we could give Wicket a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Maybe not force sensitive, but kind of like Finn in the sequel movies.
Yeah.
He can use a lightsaber, but not very well.
Yeah, we have the priestess who actually has some force powers, and instead of, you know how they reached the cave and they shot the rock?
Yeah.
I thought that was very dumb because he says, oh, it's so big and so heavy, right? He says those words. And I was like, oh, are they going to do a thing where it's like, oh, it's so big and so heavy, and then she, like, force lifts it? Because weight doesn't matter to the force, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that Yoda says. It's like, you know, it's all an illusion. So I was thinking she would force lift that. So in this one, I want her to force lift it.
I like this.
Yeah, cool. So she has force powers. But yeah, Wicket has found the lightsaber. So you know how both the parents are captured?
Yes.
What if one of them dies? Like one of them's killed. What if the dad or the mum is a Jedi? Right?
Ooh, okay.
And then she fights Gorak, but Gorak is force sensitive, and she didn't know that, so she loses and she dies. Like the mum dies.
And then Wicket gets her lightsaber.
Yeah, gets her lightsaber, and then they have to go save the dad.
I like this. All right, cool. Well, plain Gorax. We could get Shaq in.
Shaq? Yeah, no. I don't want anyone tall.
Right.
Because it's kind of funny. I was thinking, like, we get, like, Gary Oldman in.
He's too... Well, maybe. Oh.
Hugo Weaving.
That's good. Snoop Dogg
would also be quite funny.
That'd be pretty good.
Cillian Murphy as the giant.
That's pretty good.
He's pretty hot right now, Sandra. We gotta get him into the movies.
Cillian Murphy looks like, as a giant, though, he would be... Because, like, he's got that face, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I could also see Sean Bean, though, because his voice as a giant could be really, like, scary.
Wow, we can just get him in as a voice, then.
As, like, an old, grumpy... Oh, that's true.
And then someone for the mum.
Who's the mum? Who's going to be
I think I would like Jodie Whittaker. Doctor Who. She's Doctor Who.
Oh.
I would like her because there's a character in the High Republic who, in all of the designs and in the comics, looks exactly like Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
But for the TV show The Acolyte, she's not cast in that era.
She would be good. So what happens with her arc is she's in the start of the film, she fights this thing, she nearly wins, but then loses because it's force sensitive or whatever. Then, later on, just as they're about to get defeated, she appears as like a force ghost for a second and like distracts him.
I like that. And
then that's how they defeat him.
Alright, cool. Alright, well then we need a director. We need to get a director in here. I'm trying to think of like modern...
As I said, I want the director of The Mandalorian. That was my vote.
Oh, you want just the Star Wars guy?
Yeah.
Alright, Jon Favreau's directing this movie.
You've seen his credentials.
That's true. I mean, Jon Favreau's good. I like him. Alright.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau
He's made the only good Star Wars content we've got these last couple of years.
Jon Favreau, it's written by Dave Filoni. Excellent. Perfect.
Boom.
The Star Wars team, that is our remake of this movie. And that's the whole fucking episode.
Yeah, we're done. I don't even want to sleep after this episode. I just want to jump into the next movie. I don't even want to have a nap. Look, there's all these hammocks lying around in the trees.
There are a bunch of hammocks. Well, we do need to pick the next movie, but...
Yeah, I just want to jump into that movie. What movie are we going to do next week, Sandro? Because you're picking the movie.
We are picking, and there's a bunch of options, Zach.
Yeah? What options?
Ewoks, The Battle of Endor.
Fuck off.
There's a couple of movies here that I've always wanted to watch. A lot of horrors. There's Fright Night. Day of the Dead by George A. Romero. We've got Reanimator. I've always wanted to watch Reanimator. There's
what about Barbarian Queen?
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Nope, they are very scantily clad women.
Well, maybe it does sound a bit good then. We've also got
Shut up.
Ghoulies, which was a ripoff of Gremlins.
What about the Goonies?
Really?
Yeah.
Goonies is a very problematic movie, though.
Yep.
Has not aged well.
It is not at all. The Breakfast Club.
Young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
So many movies here. The Jewel of the Nile, which is the sequel to Romancing the Stone.
Commando.
Yeah. Teen Wolf.
Oh, Teen Wolf.
We famously hate Teen Wolf 2.
That's true.
Could watch that one. No, Zach, I think I know what I'm picking here. Oh, Red Sonja, spin-off of Conan.
Yeah. I was literally just looking at that one. I was also looking at the other two ones next to it. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Classic.
And Wizards of the Lost Kingdom.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's very low rated though.
Oh, we could do.
But it looks cool.
We could do Weird Science, which is a bunch of college teens like try to create the perfect woman, and it's a really fucked movie.
What about Friday the 13th,
No.
A New Begin?
No, we're not doing that because, actually, and I should plug this now, over on patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod, brand new episode out right now on Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday.
Wait a minute, are you saying that we've already done nearly all the Friday the 13th movies?
We've only got 3 to go.
My God,
Yeah.
where can they check that out?
Patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod.
Oh, that's where they can check it out on our Patreon. What was our Patreon again?
Patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod. Zach, I know what I'm picking.
All right, what are you picking?
We watched Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure on Disney+.
That's true.
I'm keeping things Disney.
Oh.
I'm picking a Disney movie.
We're letting Disney redeem themselves?
Oh, maybe. I've always wanted to watch this and I never have. It's also a sequel to a movie we did last year.
Oh.
It's a dark Disney sequel to The Wizard of
lights
Oz called Return to Oz.
Whoa.
And apparently this movie's horrifying.
Whoa, Return to Oz. I've never seen it. Yeah,
Me neither.
no. I was not fully aware that there was a sequel to this to the Oz films, but there must have been. It was one of the most popular films of just all time.
Exactly. So we'll do that next week here on the podcast. And if you like the show, thank you so much for listening. There's links to everything in the episode description at Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod on everything. That's all I gotta say.
Now, if this is on Disney, right?
Yeah.
And we're already in a TV right now.
We are in a TV right now.
Yeah, we're trapped in pretty much the Endor Forest talking about this. Could I just change the channel?
And then we'd be in a different episode?
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Oh man, we are
makes
playing
logical
fast
sense.
and loose with the time travel rules in this season.
Well,
but
it's almost like this is all just a dream.
comas don't as we saw in Wizard of Oz, comas don't exist.
That's true.
Wait, hang on a second. Anyway, yeah. You
All
know
right.
what?
Well, I've got this remote
right.
just here. I'll try it. Oh God, no! Instead, it opened up a portal that's sucking me in.
Inside of the TV, we are going deeper than I've ever been before.
Oh my God! It's like Inception, but I'm getting sucked into a portal.